Good morning, students. Welcome to today's lecture. Last class, we discussed decimals. Then we discussed how to convert a decimal to a fraction, in which I taught you how to remove a decimal and then put one over there, and then count number of digits coming after decimal and put those many zeros. I hope you remember that and got that also. And then we did comparison based on most significant digit. I hope you got that. Okay, let's see today's most important topic. Today's topic is conversion of units. One of the most important topic in mathematics or in real life also. Whenever you're going to buy something, you are dealing with many things like different type of units. When you are dealing with some heavy things, you deal in kgs. When you deal with what you say lighter things, you deal in grams. So there is always a confusion in our mind. What should be the rate? We go to a shopkeeper, he tells us the rate. We ask, we are what is the cost of paneer? He says 1 kg for rupees, suppose 600. And then we are thinking that we have only 200 rupees. How much we can buy from this? So these kind of questions comes in our mind whenever we go to a shopkeeper or we discuss it with someone else. So this topic is very much important for our daily life problems. If this topic is clear to us, we can solve any question regarding this in our daily life also. So please pay more attention today. Let's start. Now, just an introduction from my side. There are different units of same quantity depending upon the need. So, what are the quantity? Suppose first is length. Length is a suppose a quantity. It is having different units. Sometimes we have seen length has 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter. Sometimes we have seen length as kilometers. Sometimes we have seen length as in centimeters, in millimeters, in decameter, in decimeter, in micrometers, in nanometer. These many lengths we have seen. Why we have these many lengths? Why can't we use only 1 meter for all things? Why to confuse everyone like this? The thing is, we choose units as per the requirement. If you are finding distance of what you say two walls of a room, going with meter scale is okay because meter scale is enough for that. You will get around 10 meters or 15 meters of distance, so you won't need that much long tape for that, or you can say that much bigger value. What if you use that meter scale to find distance between two planets? What will happen? The distance between them in meters will come like this: 100 zeros or 500 zeros. So that much big number you won't be able to write conveniently. So that is very tough for you. So for larger distances, we went for light years. You must be knowing there is a distance known as light year, which we use to find distance between planets and sun, like that. Similarly, we have kilometers when we are talking of what you say roads. So whenever you find distance of your home to your school, you prefer kilometer scale because it gives you simple values like 3 kilometers, 10 kilometers. But if you go to meter, you have to say my home is 3207 meters away from my school. Do you like this? No. Saying in kilometer is convenient for you. Similarly, centimeter. In your copies, do you think you can have a scale of meter? Your copy itself is not of 1 meter length. So how can you use meter scale over there? You have to use something smaller. That is why we made centimeter scale for you. You can see the scale with you is having the divisions in the case of centimeter. Similarly, in that 1 centimeter scale, you can find 10 small divisions like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can find that. Just now take out your scale, pause the video and see those 10 division in your scale. They are of millimeters. Okay. So like this, we can go to a very huge length and a very minute length. So Going further, there are units like this also, micrometer. You all know about microbiology, microcosmology, all these things. Micro term is for very small thing, which is not even visible to our naked eye. Okay. Similarly, this nano technology you must have heard of. Our computers, they were earlier very much huge. Then we have these laptops, then we have these palm tops, then we have mobile phones, then we have smaller chips from that. So that is all possible due to nanotechnology. It is more minute. Your hair is thicker than this thing, so you can understand the variability of units. That is why we have these many units in our daily life. So the problem is, you must understand how to interconvert them when a demand comes. Suppose a country is having unit of meter only, but in your country you have unit of centimeter. How will you buy the things? You have to have some sort of conversion formula. Then only you can buy. It is same as dollar and rupees. A dollar equal to some rupees, then only you can go and purchase over there. Na? If they say we don't accept rupees, you can't buy anything over there. But due to this formula, what they do, they know, yes, $1 equal to 70 rupees. Okay, give me 70 rupees, I will give you $1. That way, everything works. Okay. Similarly, second thing is time. Time is also of many units, milliseconds. Milliseconds is used when we have this race thing. You must have seen people racing on the race tracks. So they are having a difference of milliseconds sometimes. So it helps over there. Then we have seconds, then we have minutes, hours, day, week, year. Again, very small unit to very large unit. Then we have money, paise, rupees, dollar, pound, cent, and similarly weight also like this. I think this concept is clear to you why we have these different units. Now comes the question, what if we have to deal with this conversion thing? How will we convert? Let's see. What we already know, let's see that thing. All of you know that 1 kilometer equal to how many meters? 1000 meters. I think all of you know. But what if I change the question? What if I change the question and I ask how many kilometers in 1 meter? Now, what can you say? Because you have never heard of this. You never used this thing in your life. But that doesn't mean it will not come in front of you. It may come. Okay. So the thing is, going this way was very easy for you. 1 km is equal to 1000 m. But what if I want to go in the reverse direction? I want to find in 1 meter how many kilometers are there. Obviously, it will be very small, but still, I want to find what to do. Similarly, I have more questions for you. You all know in 1 hour there are 60 minutes. Again, I am changing the question for you. How many hours in 1 minute? What do you think? Can you guess it? Okay, if you can't, we will understand it. Don't worry. Suppose someone says 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. Then 1 second equal to how many minutes? 1 upon 60. Here I gave you by mistake. Here also it was a question. So how it came, I will explain in the coming slides. Okay. Similarly, 1 rupee is equal to how many paisa? 100 paisa. If I change the question and make it 1 paisa, now how many rupees in 1 paisa? Again you have to think, because we don't use our brain in that way. Whatever we have learned is easy for us to understand, but what we have not learned is new for us, and we try to escape from it. This time we will try to understand how to find these things. Okay, let's see the next slide. Okay, now I'm discussing the question first that I gave you in that slide, that 1 km is equal to 1000 meters. You all know this thing, I know. I asked you a different question. In 1 meter, how many kilometers? How to find this? Very easy. Just make this statement more detailed. I can write this as 1 km is equal to 1000 into 1 meter. Any issue? They both are same thing. Either I say 1000 meter or I say 1000 into 1 meter. Can you say it is different? No. If I add 1000 times 1 meter, I will get 1000 meters only. So, but this way of writing will help me understand what I require. Now, I want value of 1 meter. Whatever we want, we isolate it. We keep it alone on that side. So you can say what is extra over on this side? This 1000 is extra on this side. So we have to make this 1000 move to the left hand side. For this, there is a rule. As 1000 is getting multiplied over here, so when it goes to that side, it will come in division. So this 1000 will come in the division like this, and you can say 1 meter is equal to 1 upon 1000 kilometers. Okay, don't worry, we will discuss more questions like this, so you will be clear with this. Don't worry. Similarly, I gave you this question in the last slide. 1 rupee is equal to 100 paisa. And what I asked from you, how many rupees in 1 paisa? So again, write this thing in detailed way like this. We can say 1 rupee is nothing else but 100 times 1 paisa. We can say that 1 rupee is nothing else but 100 times 1 paisa. So again, I want value of 1 paisa. Let us isolate this on left hand side. I've told you to isolate, you have to take every extra thing to the other side. So you can observe this 100 is extra over here. So here it is getting multiplied. So when it goes to that side, it comes in division. That is why we can say 1 paisa is equal to how much? 1 upon 100 rupee. Okay. I know it looks little bit, what you say, awkward in division, but trust me, after some time you will be habitual with this. Okay. Try to accept it, then it will be easy for you to understand. Okay. Now, one more example for you. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. I know all of you know this thing. If I ask you 1 meter got how many centimeters, you can say very easily, sir, 100 centimeters. But what if I change the question? I ask, beta, how many meters are there in 1 centimeter? Then you will be confused, and you are forced to use your pen and pencil and a copy to find that, because it is not in your mind right now. Na? You're going to find this. We can't learn everything. There are something that we need to find using pen pencil also. So let's find it. We can say this 1 meter is same as 100 into 1 centimeter. Can't we say these two are same thing only? If we join 1 centimeter 100 times, what I get is 100 centimeter only. Now, whatever we want to find, we have to isolate that on that side. That is why this 100 will come in the division, and we can say in 1 centimeter we have 1 upon 100 meters. I hope you got this. Don't worry, I will generalize all the things. You don't have to remember anything then. Okay, I will generalize everything. This is just a, what you say, foundation of the building that we are going to create after some time. This foundation should be strong. You must be able to understand what we are dealing with right now. Okay, then only you will enjoy this topic. Now again, we all know in 1 kg there are 1000 grams. I guess you all know in 1 kg, but you say anything you buy 1 kg, it is actually 1000 grams. You must have seen the new balance coming nowadays, the digital one. In those digital one, they have digits like there, point is there. You can see whenever he is, what you say, measuring, there is 500 for half kg. There is then one for 1000 for 1 kg, like that. So you must have seen that balance in the shopkeepers places. And this time, whenever you go to buy anything, try to observe these things more, so that the concept is clear to you. Okay. Now, if I ask the reverse question again, how many kilograms in 1 gram? Again, you can write this as 1 kg is equal to 1000 into 1 gram. And after that, you can isolate the 1 gram and bring it in the division. It becomes 1 upon 1000 kg. Now let's see two questions based on these new formulas that we have found. I know you don't remember these formulas, but you can use right now. Let's see how to use them. Suppose someone says, how many rupees in 50 paisa? We know In 100 paisa there are 1 rupee. If someone asks, beta, how many rupees in 50 paisa, what will you do? You will use simple unitary method, simple one that I have told you earlier. If one chocolate for 5 rupees, then 10 chocolate for how much rupees? 10 into 5. Similar we will do here, nothing else. Nothing else we will do here, okay? Just see. We have to find how many rupees in 50 paisa. Let's see the next slide. Now, we know by the formula that we have derived that 1 paisa equal to how much? 1 upon 100 rupee. And question is asking, sorry, that person is asking, better tell me how many rupees in 50 paisa. So 1 paisa we know, 50 paisa we want. Very easy. We have to multiply with 50. With this thing, 1 upon 100. Again I'm telling you, 1 chocolate for 5 rupees. Then 10 chocolate for how much? We just multiply with 10. 10 into 5. This is known as unitary method. Here also we are using that method. So we know 1 paisa equal to 1 upon 100. Therefore 50 paisa is equal to 50 into 1 upon 100 rupee. Now when you multiply, 50 ones are 50 upon 100. 0 0 cancel. 5 ones are 5. 5 twos are 10. So 50 paisa is equal to how much? 1 upon 2 rupee. Okay. This you know already. There is 50 paisa equal to half rupee. Similarly, if someone says how many kg in 500 grams, if someone asks how many kg in 500 gram, first you need to know the formula, this one, that in 1 gram how many kg, you can easily find this one. So what I've done is I have multiplied with this thing how much? 500 and got this. These zeros cancel like this. 5 upon 10 is 1 upon 2. This is just foundation. I have not started the course till now. Just a foundation. Okay. So be calm and composed. Try to understand what I am telling. I am going to give you the general formula also. Now we have seen some general things that are being asked. But in real life, we know there are many things that could be asked from us depending upon the type of exam. Someone can ask conversion of centimeter to meter, which is very easy for us. Someone can ask centimeter to millimeter, again very easy for us. But kilometer to millimeter, this km to mm is not that much habitual for us. So in this case, we have to think a lot. I guess you don't know this thing. Similarly, this km to hectometer is again a question of what you say, pondering. You have to think about it. So how to remember these many formulas? For this, we have a simple line that we have been studying from the last classes. Let's see that line. That line is very simple. King Henry died. Mother did not cry much. This did not is a single word actually. Okay. This K, capital H for Henry, capital D for died, small m for mother, small d for did not, small c for cry, and small m for much. Why capital and small? Just to show these are bigger units. These are bigger units. These are smaller units. That is why small letters. This m is the base. This m is the base. Suppose meter. So you can say decameter. You can say hectometer. You can say kilometer. You can say decimeter. You can say centimeter. You can say millimeter. Got it? Similarly, this base can be gram also. Suppose you can say King Henry died, grandmother did not cry much. So it becomes G, other base for the weight case. This is for the length case, length one. For the weight case, formula is same, only the base is changed, gram. This becomes decagram, hectogram, kilogram, decigram, centigram, milligram. Very easy. This was the formula that will help you to tackle any question in the world. Okay, so try to understand very carefully. What is the conversion technique in this case? Let's understand. Just see, when you go from this to this side, what do you observe? You are going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. Just understand this thing. If you go from if you go from this side towards this side, you're going from a high unit to low unit. So understand this thing. Whenever we jump from a high unit to a low unit, we multiply with 10. So when you go from kilo to hecto, multiply with 10. When you go from hecto to deca, multiply with 10. Deca to meter, multiply with 10. Then multiply with 10, multiply with 10, multiply with 10. These multiplications are for each jump. Suppose you jump 2 times. You have to multiply 2 times with 10. Okay, we will discuss that. Now the reverse thing. If you go from smaller unit to bigger unit, you divide by 10. So divide by 10. Or you can say you multiply with 1 upon 10. They both are same thing. Either you divide with 10 or multiply with 1 by 10. They are same thing. Again, centi to deci, divide by 10. Deci to meter, divide by 10. Divide by 10, divide by 10 and divide by 10. I hope you got this. So understand this thing. When we convert from high unit to low unit, we multiply. When we convert from low unit to high unit, we divide. Okay. So you can see here, I've written that example simply. Let's see a question. Kilo to deci. So you can see I have written only the required things. King Henry died, mother did not. Only this much was required. I am going from this high unit to this low unit. I have told you, when we go from high to low, we multiply. Yes, just remember that thing. And now let's see what is the formula. It's very easy. Just see how many jumps are there. 1 jump, 2 jump, 3 jump, 4 jump. So we multiply 10 how many times? 4 times. So we can say 1 kilo is equal to 10 into 10 into 10 into 10 deci. So we can say there are 10,000 decimeters in 1 kilometers. See how easy it is? Just you have to count the number of jumps. You don't have to remember anything. Okay, just a simple line. King Henry died, mother didn't cry much. And you can find any conversion very easily. Just see the reverse of this thing. Deci to kilogram. Same thing. King Henry died, mother did not. Only this much is required right now. This time I am going the reverse direction. That is smaller to larger. I am going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. So I will divide. Yes. Okay. So let's understand. First jump, second jump, third jump, fourth jump. I've told you divide by 10 is same as multiplying with 1 by 10. So 1 deci is equal to 1 by 10 into 1 by 10 into 1 by 10 into 1 by 10 kilo. So finally we can say 1 decimeter is equal to 10 tens a 100 into 1000 into 10,000. So I hope you got this now. See, I have told you this concept already, how this 10,000 came in denominator. Same thing is proved by this formula also. I hope all of you got this. A simple exercise for you. Just go through it and please try this. If you are able to solve these questions, then the concept is very much clear to you. Okay. I want all of you to try these questions. Please try these today itself after seeing the lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day.